ECS Youth Center, best at what you do with habits and attitudes for the workplace. The Youth Center is a 3 to 6 year individualized employment preparation program designed for youth 14 to 23. Year-round programs engage participants in experiential skill-building activities that promote interest development and employment preparedness. Because so many of our kids, the target population for this program, are kids that are in foster care and they move from home to home and school to school, ECS really provides that one place, again, where we have folders on the computer for them. They know how to come and go, they know the hours, they know the people from the time they walk in the door, they know most of the staff, and more importantly, we know who they are. So we don't label them foster kids or kids from shelters. Instead, we know exactly what their talents are.
One of the things that I really like about the ECS program is that it's evidence-based. So all the practices and all the activities and programming that they provide are actually rooted in evidence and rooted in research that shows connections between those activities and positive youth outcomes. In order to teach those skills that are so critical, you need a different way of actually interacting with youth. And I think the old model, the old pedagogical model of having the professor up front lecturing at students doesn't really work, or having staff that work with youth just talking to them. It doesn't really work as well as something that's another trend in OSD, project-based learning. So actually using projects to have kids practice all those 21st century skills.
Our youth gather and they do project-based learning, which are basically projects that are driven by them that allow them to practice key skills that are going to help them be prepared for work and life. It's a lot of different aspects that allow kids to learn key content by actually doing it.
We had to make a video on homelessness, safety, and education for teens. And what we did was we went to a homeless shelter for teenagers, and we asked them a bunch of questions about how they're getting help and things like that. And we basically answered a lot of questions on how we feel inside of our schools, like safety-wise, the complications between like getting housing and stuff like that as a teenager, and a lot of things like that.
We give every young person who's just starting out in our programming an interest assessment where we see what their interests are so that we can direct what activities they're going to participate in, develop out our programs, and then also find things that would be enrichment things for them, not only here but in other agencies, to really get them connected with a specific area. Every year we plan a number of outings that have to do with I guess the skill sets, interests, and talents of our kids, and then also we try to get them connected to other programs that have to do with that as well. Our program focuses on 6 key skills, work readiness skills, and those are teamwork and collaboration, critical thinking and problem solving, productivity and accountability, IT application, and creativity and innovation. So all of our program is geared toward allowing you to learn and practice those skills. Every year we administer a skills assessment just to see the progress they've made in sort of gaining those skills and learning them.
Youth are really eager to complete and to attend post-secondary activities, but they're not sure how to navigate the system. So they're not sure how to navigate professors or navigate the peers or just navigate the whole institution. So how do you effectively do that while being respectful, but how to really self-advocate for yourself? And what we do is threefold. We help them figure out what they want to do, what they want to study, and then we help them pick out post-secondary institutions. So that could be a technical institution, it could be a university or a college. And then we help them apply not only to the university, but apply for financial aid. And then the biggest part is supporting the youth while they're actually in school.
With the vocation assessment, we then get sort of the information about what they love to do. And ECS really starts creating what's called sort of a future story. We know who these kids are, we sort of relabel them, and we'll sort of pull them into staying in school.
we did a career assessment to see what I'm interested in and things like that, so that when I do start school, I can know what I'm interested in and I can be prepared. Also, I got one-on-one help with like my application and everything.
The personality assessment is actually interesting. It's the first time that we've done it. But what we find, it's a personality assessment for traits and values that actually are consistent with where you might want to work. So for instance, somebody who is in sales the personality for that might not be an introvert. So it's a way of sort of talking with our kids about sort of their natural temperament for certain jobs. We also know that it begins the conversation. It has a lot to do with anger management. If they understand that their employer might be have a bossy temperament and they don't, at least it gives them an appreciation that not everybody has the exact same temperament. So we think that it has the potential to sort of de-escalate problems on the job. Cognitive behavioral therapy is actually a really interesting component that we've added to our work. And if you think about, all of our kids have histories, and a lot of them are pretty traumatic histories. And what we're finding is we can't change the young person's history, but we can help to sort of reframe what they think about their history.
I think this is something that's really unique to ECS, that they actually focus and they spend a lot of time dissecting the different behaviors that youth have, because one's behavior becomes one's habits, and that ultimately transforms into your characters. And so being able to actually identify those areas for them and have them see that their behavior ultimately impacts their life trajectory is really important.
The paid internship is going to be an opportunity for them to work either in the vocation area that they've sort of been assessed for, or to just get an introduction to the world of work, and ECS would pay a stipend for them to basically intern at an organization or business.
And then Tuesdays and Thursday nights, we call it the 191 Club. And we ask them to do resumes. And it's not just the first resume that they do. We want to see it revised 3, 4, sometimes more times. Again, so it's a really well-written resume with no errors. We have them also do applications. We have them do job searches. We also do interviews. And we interview all of the youth on video camera so they can see themselves and we can kind of critique how they did. We have a lot of computers, we have a lot of graduate students, we always have food, we have transportation available, so that we find that a lot of the kids who are at CCP currently use us to come in and sort of do their homework and just have sort of a disciplined area where they can get work done for college.
What a lot of the participants have told me is that they come here basically to network, to get different skills, to get exposed to different things, to get experience. And they really value sort of learning about things that they don't necessarily have the opportunity to learn about in school, meeting different people who are, in industries that they want to learn more about, that they want to experience, having a fun place that's relaxed to come to, but also they get something out of it every week and they learn new skills. So for them, it really is a place that they think that, helps sort of meet their long-term goals.
Well, I would tell somebody, like, if you need help on, like, getting in school or anything, finding a job, or just basically, like, support, somebody to talk to, like, you can come here to this program because everybody here cares about you and they want to see you succeed and try to help you get to where you need to be.